He was incredibly excited to be here, but he also didn't know he was getting an award. But he wasn't able to make it tonight, so he called in just a little bit ago. But this award goes out to Food Business of the Year. And agriculture requires so many different roles. There's a lot of people who are interested in agriculture, who romanticize agriculture, who are here just to support agriculture. And I want you to know that agriculture isn't just about farming, it's about every single person in the supply chain. And every single person has a role that can play an incredibly vital part of a sustainable system, or a system that falls apart, or a system that creates a race to the bottom where people are getting exploited and farmers go out of business. For a very, very, very long time, I was under the assumption that the problem with our food system was the middleman. I felt that in the core of my heart, that the middleman was the problem, and if we could just get rid of the middleman, then we could fix the food system. Just CSAs, farmers markets with a limited, market managers kind of on the side. None of this haggling or anything like that. We could just sell direct farm stands and get rid of middlemen. Farmers would be more viable, our food systems would be local, and everything would be fixed. And it's because of this man here that I've recognized that most middlemen are the problem. But middlemen, in of themselves, are not the problem. And in fact, they're incredibly vital. One of the things I learned early on when I'm advocating for beginning farmers, small farmers, the folks who are starting farms with a pickup truck, and that's all they've got, is they can't justify taking a small amount of produce from their farm in their pickup to a restaurant that wants to serve their food that's an hour away, sitting in traffic, and then driving there. The people who can justify that are the larger farms, or the mid-sized farms. Farms that can afford to buy their own trucks and can afford drivers who can actually do the delivery for them. It makes it worthwhile. So we have little farms who get introduced to food businesses, restaurants, for instance. Every year, at a number of our farmers' fields, we put on I got a thing for speed dating, I don't know. But we just did the weed dating out there with all the single grains out there, very successful, it was a lot of fun. But we also do a farmer to buyer speed dating event, where we have farmers and ranchers on one side, food buyers on the other. Those are produce buyers, restaurateurs, chefs, catering companies, and distributors. And it's an opportunity for them to mix and mingle. And one of the tough things about that is that we make all these wonderful introductions. Sometimes we get a wonderful restaurant in, say, San Francisco, meeting with a farmer in Sebastopol, and they make this wonderful connection, and they love what this farmer is doing, and they like the restaurant, and there's this chemistry, and they're just madly in love, and then they realize that, well, they just really want like one box of their microgreens for their restaurant, for this menu, and then the farmer's like, oh, I really want to give you those microgreens, but I'm gonna have to get in my truck and drive all the way down to your restaurant, drop off this one box, sit and pay the toll. It's not even worth it for the toll, right? So it's incredibly challenging, whereas a mid-sized farm could totally justify it because they already have a route going into San Francisco, dropping off at a number of different restaurants, a number of different businesses. So what I realized very quickly was that the middleman is actually, or some sort of aggregation is absolutely necessary for those beginning farmers, those smaller farmers, and to really create a cohesive and efficient food system that works for every single scale. The challenge is that middlemen have always looked for the cheapest price. They've undercut people, and they've basically held hostage most of their farmers. And most distributors won't even look at most of the farmers that we work with. Tim at Feed Sonoma has turned that entire thing on its head. Tim at Feed Sonoma and the entire Feed Sonoma crew has created an aggregation that is entirely based on cooperation and figuring out how can we support farms at all scales, at all sizes, in all regions in Sonoma and beyond, that works so that a small restaurant in, say, Oakland can connect with a small farm all the way up in Healdsburg and actually make that work and worth their time. And Tim has been incredibly committed to making it a cooperative effort. He brings the farmers in to discuss prices, to discuss logistics. It's not about what do you got, how cheap can I get it? It's what is it worth? And let's get it somewhere where it's going to be appreciated. So Tim works with 50 or 60 different farmers all over the North Bay and has done an incredible service and is currently working to transition this model, which was a sort of sole proprietorship-based model, into a cooperative venture where the farmers can actually buy in. It's still a work in progress, but that's really what the idea of this whole project was. So if you don't know about Feed Sonoma, check it out. If you know restaurants, food businesses, let them know. If you have the opportunity to buy direct from a farmer, Tim will be the first one to say, buy it direct from the farmer. If they're across the street from your restaurant, then don't bother with me. Have them just carry over a box of those microgreens and put it on the dishes themselves. But for everyone else, which is most everyone else, there's Feed Sonoma. And so this is, I'm bummed he's not here to accept this award, but I'm incredibly grateful and looking forward to running by Feed Sonoma next week to drop this off to Tim personally. And thank you, Tim.